Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to New Harris. And I believe this time round we are doing yet more industry things because we have got some freeze-dried coffee to export. We also were given the task of exporting electronics. That's going to be an entirely new industry chain we'll have to set up. It might even give me an excuse to build the borehole mine. And we also have to figure out what's going on with crude oil, actually, because even though we do have a refinery which is getting oil, for some reason we're not exporting it unless it's... I don't know, it just doesn't look like this building is producing anything, and I'm not entirely sure why. It's a bit peculiar. I mean, over its lifetime it has produced, but recently it has not. Even though it still has access to oil deposits. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the oil refinery. Maybe it's just a lack of workers? Should I just hire some workers? Let's do that right now. Let's hire some foreign workers and see if that does the trick. We can also, if I can find where the cannery is... I think we have... Yeah, we've made that upgrade already, so we're just waiting for the freeze-dried coffee to actually get made and exported. Presumably that's the older canned coffee that's in the stock there. We did build another Teamster's office somewhere. I can't remember where exactly. And we built some farms and things, so we're secure on food for now, and we should start getting stuff being moved around a bit more... adroitly? That's not the word I was looking for at all. I mean, it kind of works, but yeah, a bit more efficiently, a bit more speedily. But for some reason my brain went, say adroitly. Okay, right brain, sure. So, yeah, electronics. What do we need to build electronics? This is the thing that we have been tasked with doing. Produces electronics from bauxite and or gold. Well, first off, we are going to need to see if that's a thing we have or if we are going to need to import. And it looks like we don't have gold. We have bauxite. I know it should show up on the minimap. One bauxite deposit, which is right here, just right where I've actually built a road, in fact. So we do have a bauxite deposit available. We're not overly endowed with other, we've got salt, we've got oil, we've got one iron deposit over on this shoreline here. But anyway, the fact that we do have one bauxite deposit means that at least we don't have to import the materials, which obviously decrease how profitable this particular venture is. So this is going to be resources, borehole mine, which is a big chunky looking thing. Can we squeeze it in this area here? No, I think the terrain is not going to allow us to, so that's fine. We'll stick it on this side of the road. That should be fine. And I've just noticed we're not getting any game sounds, are we? I don't know why. Give me a second to figure this one out. Right, there we go. That should be better. OBS had a bit of a funny. For some reason it wasn't picking up any computer sounds at all, which is a bit odd, but yeah, it should be fixed now. Well, I know it's fixed now. There's no should about it. So where was I? Oh yes, we were building a mine. That's right. So let's actually put ourselves into fast forwards. And gosh, we are making so much money. That's absolutely fine. And now that's building, we should also see about getting the actual electronics factory itself built. Although the question is, where are we going to... It's quite a big factory, all things considered. Maybe I could put it over here on this bit of shoreline. Although we kind of want it not too far from actual... we've already kind of established that people want to live close-ish to jobs. Oh, it will just about squeeze in there, so that's fine. That works for me. We could even... I know we built a Teamster's office last episode, but I might do just another one anyway. Because the only real downside of having too many Teamsters offices is that you're paying, you know, extra wages, essentially. And you'd have to build an awful lot of them before you totally broke the bank. Right, we've got one upgrade left on that. I think, yeah, looking at this, this is way more cost efficient than the turbines alone were. Even if you don't necessarily get any particular bonuses out of it. Right, so some new immigrants, that's fine, including our 2 hires for the oil refinery. Oh, there we go. It's actually producing like a tiny bit. It just seems to not be producing a huge amount.
Presidente, the recent rocket concert organized by your Minister of Foreign Affairs was a smashing success.
Representatives of the world's superpowers had a chance to rock out to the minister's 20-minute long drum solo, which he performed using only his feet. All foreign relations are improved by 10. Okay. I'll take it, sure. Yeah, let's build some more housing up here as well. While we're flashing all this money around, sure, why not? I do kind of wish there were more designs for the modern style apartment block. It kind of looks a little bit samey after a while, but oh, that's a point. That was just reminding me. I cleared some space out down here for some could build a normal house, but we could also build, why not? Can we fit in a condo? We can if we get rid of that oh yeah, that is the right thing. Demolish housing. Brain, you were there just a second ago. This is really how my brain works sometimes. Okay, it really, I think some of these have a different footprint than each other. Apparently that's the only one that'll just about fit in there. That's fine. It's just, I had the notion of raising the overall quality of the housing stock, which of course is going to bring up people's general satisfaction. Just about squeeze that in there. There we go. Could maybe build a little park or something up here. I think we've got all the amenities that we need. We've got a clinic, police station. I had a notion of building another cathedral, didn't I? That's going to require college graduates, but we could just hire some at this stage of things, quite honestly. Let's put that on the priority build. I've got to be conscious. I've got all this money, but I've got to be conscious of not trying to build too many things at once, because then your builders spread themselves really thinly and end up being not terribly efficient. Maybe another fish farm along this bit of coastline. Wouldn't be the worst idea. I'm not going to spread myself too thinly, he says. Just building another thing anyway. Or spread my builders too thinly, rather. Someone was asking actually in the comments under the previous one why I don't make all the roads these nice paved ones, and it is purely automatic based on what buildings are nearby. So here we go. The borehole mine is the mine of the future. Occasional dumping of dissidents is not among its designs. Okay. Oh, that really doesn't need a lot of workers. It doesn't look like it has any options though. So that's going to produce bauxite for us, which will feed into the electronics factory, which also apparently doesn't need a lot of workers. And I think overall we actually have probably rather more job slots than we have workers to fill them. Well, not that big of a gap, but it'll open up a little bit. We also have a bunch of homeless people, weirdly, even though I've been building housing.
Hola, vamos a jugar.
Maybe I need some more of the cheap housing, maybe another conventillo. Which does provide generally overall better housing quality. But what I can do to bump the housing quality of all those houses is... No, that's the hospital. The fire station, wherever I put the fire station. There we go, the fire station, which just gives you that bump. So actually that's a thing we could build here, but let's wait until the... okay, there we go, that's built. That's being built. That's being built, so let's lay down the fire station. Which will just give a boost to... if I put it... Where can I squeeze this in? God, I do talk a lot about squeezing things in this this series, don't I? Right, let's put that there next to the school, and maybe some kind of park area behind it. Just ended up really lowering the terrain for some reason. Where's the one I'm looking for? There we go. Just to fill in the gaps a little. I thought we could do it on this side as well. I'm sure there's one that's a bench, but I think that might actually be in gardens. Everything's kind of spread out a bit in terms of the decorations because it was all added piecemeal in the different DLCs. Let's just add a little statue with some shrubbery around it. That looks rather nice. So yeah, we are getting some housing built, and we'll improve the quality of those ones too. That'll bump up to 60. So let's build one of those rather than a conventillo. The conventillo was just kind of because it was like a why not. Haven't built one of these before in this series, so why not? And they can have a charming view of the water treatment plant, which you pretty much just have to stick in the middle of your houses in order to get the best benefit. I could actually replace that garbage dump with a water treatment plant, you know. It would presumably have a bigger effect. But it's fine for now. I did also, and this is the other thought I had, I also entertained the idea of building the ridiculous huge hotel. Apparently this would be not a bad area for it. If it overlooks the city gardens, you know, they've got something nice to look at. So I don't know, I'm still contemplating that. I might do it, I might not do it, but yeah. Falklands War, relations with Europe are reset to their original value. Okay. Presumably that can be either a good or a bad thing, depending on what your relations were. Right. Oh, we can set up pirating exports, okay. Raises production, but also can hurt US relations. The export price of our electronics will be increased by 15%. Absolutely. We are primarily building this for export, so... What's the third one? 60 megawatts, increased by 33%. I think that's worth doing. That's probably the most expensive add-on by far of any factory in terms of power consumption. So we'll need another one of these at some point in the not too distant future as well, but for now we're all good. Let's build the upgrades for that. Once we get the fire station online, we'll be able to have the housing quality be very high indeed. Not bad for apartment blocks, and it'll also make the tenements actually not too bad either. Now I had the thought of maybe building a cathedral up here. We see what people's happiness is with respect to religion. Yeah, that's one of the perpetually kind of low ones. Job quality is the other one that's kind of dragging around the middle at the moment. Welfare? Welfare, there we go. Yeah, let's slot it in next to the sports ball stadium. Yeah. Anyway, do we have any? We could maybe put in like a. Yeah, a fountain and like 2 little bits of garden there. Again, just to fill in the gaps. Make it look a bit nicer. Actually, does the flagpole one come with... No, it doesn't. Not all of them come with the kind of tiled surround, unfortunately, and you can't just paint it onto the ground yourself, so... Yeah. Right, it doesn't quite fill in the gaps as nicely as I would like, but I think that's about as good as I can do. Right, that's filled up already, which might have pulled some spaces open here. Yeah, it actually has. We're building that as well, so... I almost get the sense sometimes tenants... Like, even when there's better housing available, they still seem to occasionally stick around in shanties and lower quality housing. So how's production going? I mean, it's waiting for stuff to be taken essentially across the road, so we're just kind of waiting for Teamsters to take stuff across. I mean, we could allow imports as well. My import budget is not very high, which is one of the reasons why we've been... yeah, we're importing some tobacco and a little bit of corn, but because we built this and another farm, you know, they'll start producing as well. Talking of this, we could throw a few more criminals in the clink. Again, I don't know why I always say it like that, but anyway, lists, job, criminals, because that's obviously something you would put down on a CV.
No me interesa.
You know, previous employment.
Well,
apparently you would in Tropico.
¿Qué necesitas?
And that should be 6. We're definitely getting towards the level of cash where I could like just really afford to do like, you know, vanity projects. Oh, in addition to the... Oh, okay. So that one... I wonder if that kind of works both ways. So if there's, yeah, fish farms in the area, it increases the thing, and you can actually... Restaurants and gourmet restaurants. I wonder if that applies to the shipper rant. Surely that counts as a restaurant. I don't know. We'll just leave that at the default, though. That's fine. The quality is pretty decent. It's making some money. We might actually be able to... I haven't even had this thought, but there's certain things that you can do once you've got stadiums and radio stations and TV stations. Although I don't think we've built a TV station yet, have we? We've got newspapers, but I don't think we got round to a TV station. Foreign affairs. We could go for a papal visit. Sure, let's pay 10,000 for a papal visit. I think this is the first time we'll have done that. Pollution standards, we already have that going. That requires TV station, nightclub. Mardi Gras, I don't think we've ever done. Pan-European Games, though. That's, I think now we've got the... Pan-European, Pan-Caribbean, rather. Yeah, and... That needs an airport, so there's some that are tied behind things we don't have yet. We could... I think we have enough cash now to easily swallow the cost of the military modernisation edict. So that'll improve the quality of army bases. And also the quality of my soldiers. So that one's worth having. And let's have a look at some of the modern times ones. Soldiers, generals, SWAT members gain experience faster but may die from occasional friendly fire. Oh, that one looks interesting. Healthcare reform increases the number of visitor slots, but you have to have built a sanitarium first. Internet police. Special diplomas. Wow! Okay, I've not seen that one. I think I've seen banned social networks before, but I don't know if I've noticed this one before. 100 Chinese immigrants will arrive on the next ship. Festival of Love. Oh my. That one's actually tempting. I might do that. I don't know if we have enough housing, but that kind of big influx, that could be... You know what, let's do it. Let's kick off an immigration boom. Okay, we're definitely going to need a bunch more housing.
Presidente, the question of the status of Taiwan has come up again. I don't even know where Taiwan is, but we have to state our position on this issue.
Having just accepted, literally just accepted 100 Chinese immigrants, we're now going to proceed to completely tick them all off. But it's fine. Oh, poor healthcare was responsible for... Okay, we might need to do the sanatorium thing soon then, because that healthcare reform thing looked quite handy. So this is like the premier luxury hospital, I guess. I was going to build a bunch more housing there, but we've still got lots of space next to the stadium and kind of up around here, so... Well, actually, do we want to build this here? It's more important that we get the houses in the radius of the fire station. Yeah, I think so. Might need to demolish one of those country homes, but yeah, let's build... should be enough room for a thing to come off there, for a road to hook around there. Where are we? Infrastructure, demolish. Yeah, let's get rid of those two country houses. Build some more tenement houses. Garage is overloaded. Can I even squeeze one in round there somewhere? Again with the squeezing! So much squeezing! Apparently I just like to squeeze. Which I guess is fair warning for anyone that ever meets me at Tag Fest. No, hang on, I went a bit weird there, didn't I? Yeah, that was a bit... Wait, what? I could feel as I was saying it that... Right, anyway, yeah, we can just about fit a garage in there. Can't get an actual road, but we can fit in the little link road. We might build some more nice housing actually. We could demolish the rest of these bunk houses and just leave that little, you know, in a desirable spot next to the garbage dump. Obviously, everyone loves living next to the garbage dump. So let's get rid of all of these houses, and El Presidente won't have to look at this little row of. I mean, they're above shacks, but they're not that far above shacks. And it will, in theory, raise the average housing quality if I replace these with better stock. I could even build another couple of... got some space here. Seven tourists, that's very welcome. More tourists is always nice. More tourists means more money. I'm not getting like max occupancy for all the hotels, but we're doing okay. And you know what, let's build yet another Teamster's office, because we still have all these things piling up, and it's not like we're going to be short of people to actually work there. Right. That's all going swimmingly. I think the prisoners... Oh, apparently they haven't been collected yet. That's just taking a while. I do keep pausing the game to build things, though. I have also done the exact thing I said I wasn't going to do. I've spammed down a bunch of construction things, and now they're all going to take individually ages to do. Let's make sure let's say the sanatorium gets the biggest slice of the construction pie. That's definitely a saying. A slice of the construction pie, yes. I'm also just going to plonk down some more nice gardens and things, because I can. And it does actually have an effect on your Tropicans' enjoyment of of their surroundings. Yeah, let's just do that. That looks nice. Well, slightly nicer than just bare earth and dirt out back anyway. Oh, I've got a little mission thing that's popped up somewhere.
Being such a great country is a hassle, I can tell you. That is why we decided we want something in return.
I'm pretty sure our relations are as high as they could be, so we're actually going to dismiss that one. And I'll put down... You know, we haven't built any mansions yet. This is like super duper nice. Yeah. Like the nicest of housing. I think we can only just about fit one in this particular space, but any variants? No, I think that's it. It's El Presidente's second house, but yeah, we'll put that on a lower priority, and we might be just build ordinary house there. No, how about here? No, we'll just have to fill that gap with other usual sorts of things. No room for the square ones. That will fill there quite nicely. There we go, that's a kind of thin one to go in there. So yeah, El Presidente now has a much nicer view out of the front of the palace, but she still is confronted by the monstrosity that sits at the back, but it's fine. Talking of, we've not actually looked at where she is for a while.
I am bored. Entertain me.
Years in office, 33.
Do
It's
I
really
have
been
to
that
do
long.
everything myself around here?
Let's see if we can get a good view of her. Yes, she's admiring the scaffolding. But that's actually, you know, gives a little buff to the construction speed, so they're all like, oh crikey, the boss is here. Don't want to get thrown in prison, better look like we're busy. Something along those lines. Right, this seems to be producing again. It just, I don't know, I guess it's just intermittent. I think it's maybe because there's only the one oil deposit in range, and presumably it's better if you have more than one, but they're spread out on equal size of the island. We actually have an oil deposit on the island as well. Those ones tend to run out fairly quick though. But we're still not getting this crude oil export thing going up at all. Oh, there we go, we've fulfilled our first electronics order. Freeze-dried coffee anytime today. I know we've got the means to do it. Maybe it's just a backlog of... I don't know. Not sure why that one's taking longer, given that that was already all in place. Right. A bit of road up here, and we'll probably need another garage around this area at some point soon as well. Building inspections. No, cat in tree. Yes, it's the default one that we want. I guess apparently we could open up these job slots as well. We might be reaching the kind of time when we want to build another grade school also. They do seem to fill up quick. How's the high school doing? We did build a university, right? Did we? I'm actually thinking maybe we didn't. Oh, I think the Chinese immigrants arrived, by the way. So yeah, we'll have some of the new housing online soon, but yeah, that might persist for a little while. Until it's finished building. Right, economically, yeah, we are doing really very well. There we go, all the prisoners have arrived, that's good. Yeah, that's causing some slight crime issues, as we can see. So the sooner we get people into actual houses, the better. Well, I think we also might have a problem with a lot of these... oh, modern condo. Looks nice. That wasn't what I meant to click on. I was going for the almanac, and you know me. I'm good at games. So good at games. Yeah, we now have massive unemployment, unsurprisingly. So that's going to... like, if we can get people into jobs, then that's going to be... tackling at least some of that, so we can just build stuff essentially that doesn't require too many skilled workers. If we build stuff that requires unskilled workers, I don't know why I'm looking there actually. Although shopping mall, actually, yeah, that's kind of. Actually, was that what I wanted? No, I wanted the market. Food and resources. Supermarket. Build one. Yeah, I can stick one there next to the gardens. Not quite next to the road, but I don't think it has to be. We might even just spam down a bunch of Teamsters offices. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So our population is now almost 700. It jumped up a little bit. So we have to actually find things for all these people to do. Could build another hotel. Luxury hotel actually houses more people. Better service quality. I think you can only have one of those though, can't you? No, you can have more than one. Okay. The 7-star hotel we could build, but we don't have, I think, the power capability. Oh, we do, but it would stretch it a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna build things that give people jobs, essentially. It's all high school labour. Tell you what, we could ease things by building a construction office as well. Metro station. I haven't built any kind of... yeah. This is maybe something we could do. We've got a bunch of population here. Fortunately, it's not too... not too, you know, it doesn't take up too much room or anything. Oh, there we go, perfect. Yeah, I don't think you have to, it's not like Sim City or City Skylines where you have to build the actual things between them. It just kind of happens magically, apparently, which is fine. But yeah, construction office. I was building a construction office, then I got completely sidetracked. So that can go there. That should be built reasonably soon. Yeah, housing up here is getting filled more or less as soon as I'm building it. In fact, we can put that construction office on high priority as well. I'm getting to the stage of having more cash than I almost know what to do with. Which is a terrible problem to have, obviously. I could exploit that oil deposit over there. It might solve my crude oil problem. Where is it? It'll be resources, won't it? Oil well. That one will definitely set to low priority. I don't think that will give many jobs, but a few is better than none at all. Possibly we could go for another farm as well. We are, you know, we did just drastically increase the number of people on the island in one go. See if there's somewhere good we can plonk down a ranch. There doesn't seem to be quite as many areas that are suitable for ranches. Yeah, here maybe? It's kind of semi-close to a road, and again we'll stick that to low priority. I could just, you know, sit back on my haunches and reach 1 million and it'd probably be absolutely fine. Heck, we could even build another dock. That might help speed up my exporting process. Because I think the dock can only hold so many resources for export. Maybe that's kind of being a choke point. Yeah, I think we can afford that. I'm just putting so many things down at once. This is absolutely what you should do when playing this game, is just put everything down at once. It's so efficient. That might have an effect on that fish farm's productivity, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, we'll build another one of those and then we'll build a gigantic hotel. I think once all the other things are more or less taken care of. So that's being built, that's good. Actually starting to thin out some of these shanties. Our very first metro station. I think this is about as close to any kind of public transport model you're going to get in this game. It's just plug down these things and they magically connect to each other. You don't have to do that much infrastructure planning in this game. It definitely gives you quite a light touch in that regard. I think most Tropico games have, including the newer ones. Yeah, these are all... My tourism is, you know, it's making decent money. I think it might well be worth building the bigger hotel. Maybe some more touristy things around it. So that would also provide for some employment which wouldn't require masses of skilled labour. It's still proving to be a slightly crime spot area, but yeah, it's fine. We're getting there. We're getting there. So yeah, let's speed things up a bit. I just maybe I wonder if I could. Oh, I don't think we've had many people leave. That's interesting. Yeah, what was I saying?
Tally-ho,
I've forgotten.
boy. The riff-raff back
Probably
home
nothing
are on the back
important.
again. You know how it is.
Jewellery factory. We will need to import gold for that, is the only thing. Sure, why not? 5,000, wow, whatever will I do with it all? Jewellery does definitely require gold, so we'll need to... How do I set the max imports level again? I think you do it from the dock itself, don't you? Yes. Max imports per ship, we can easily... Let's put it to like 15,000. So this particular industry won't make nearly as much money, but it will still turn a profit. Yeah, we're just waiting for things to get built. Obviously it's not going to have any passengers just yet if the other station hasn't been built. Well, there we go. The sanatorium has, though, so we can get that edict going. Why am I looking there? Edicts. Healthcare reforms. This will cost a bit for a couple of years, and then we'll increase the capability of all of my other available thingies. That, of course, being the technical term. And maybe some more mansions, not mansions, apartment blocks here. Yes, I'm trying to fit in, like, I think we'll have to do it this way. Maybe fit a normal house in that gap as well. Kinda just, I saw there was, there we go. And another Teamsters office. We don't seem to be able to have enough Teamsters offices right now. So there's the cathedral building. That's nearly done. Oh, there's a mission.
Sweetie,
A college. So we don't have a college. We could actually build, yeah. I don't know why I hadn't got round to doing that. Reasons. Don't really have a... no, education. Why am I looking at... Right, anyway, yeah. How had I not built a college? I don't know. I was half convinced I had, and then obviously I had not. I very definitely had not. I guess we can sort of build it over here. Yeah, we're getting some slightly awkward things going on with the automatic terrain deformation. You don't get to, like, there's no tools for doing it yourself. I suspect just because we have such high unemployment at the moment. So that also could be a low priority. No, a bunch of people went there anyway, never mind. That's just about finished. Okay, they're starting to build that. That should lessen over time. We take care of it. Yeah, we're steadily marching towards 1 million. This building's not produced anything in the last year. I think that's because the... That must be because it's full. Output storage 740, yeah. That one doesn't have a visual indicator, but yeah, we just seem to need all of the Teamsters all of a sudden. No! No! Just no elections. Never ever. We don't do elections. This should be established by now. Let's do the usual things. Power's holding up for now. As long as we don't throw anything completely wacky at it, like I don't even know. The mega hotel. Right. I don't really think it matters where we build this thing. Somebody did point out, by the way, because I was questioning, you know, having gotten solar panels in the solar power plant in 1975, but it's the fact that it's got this big tower here should have been a clue. I mean, it's not a particularly accurate representation of this kind of solar plant, but yeah, the earlier ones, and I think there are still like there's ones in Spain and other sunny countries. But basically, it just reflects the sunlight. It all kind of aims it, focuses it into the tower, and it uses the energy of, you know, the subsequent heat to or, you know, the thermal energy to heat up water, because it's concentrating the thermal energy to boil water to produce steam to drive turbines. Because basically all modern power plants are just fancy steam engines, essentially. Even nuclear ones, they're just using nuclear, you know, energy to provide the heat to make steam. It's all about steam, baby. Was that an earthquake? Or was that just some general rumbling? We have got a volcano, but it will usually tell you if the volcano is about to blow. I mean, it should do. We've got our weather station fully upgraded. Well, let's make sure that job slot's open there as well. Sure, why not? It's not really a reason to have job slots closed off at this point, not when we have over 700 population. Right, so we were building another garage up here, or possibly garage, depending on where you're from in the country. That's probably what I usually say. And that's been built. That hasn't been built yet. That's the furthest away thing. Kind of not surprised.
President,
oh yeah, okay.
Did you pay
That was the volcano having an erupt. You don't have to worry about lava, but it throws out lava bombs. But the only building at any kind of risk is the salt mine. Industry jewel factory. Now, we didn't get a blueprint for this one, unfortunately, but we have enough money at this point that it doesn't really matter. Not even slightly. Yeah, let's just plug that there. No, road, it's at the top. It's always been right at the top. There we go. It's rather sloshy sounding for a volcano, but I suppose they had to give the idea of, you know, lava flows and the like. Right, so, I think we're about... Oh, there we go. We're finally getting there with the freeze-dried coffee. We're about there for this episode. We'll get the 7-star hotel underway. And that seems like actually a pretty nice location for it. And we'll come back to it next time, see how we're doing, and yeah.
Presidente, we, the hard-working businessmen of Tropico,
modern condos.
toil endlessly for more wealth and luxury.
Pay for all condos to be upgraded to modern condominiums. Well, I've got like one, so sure. That's going to get automatically upgraded. That's fine. Anyway, so yeah. Let's pause it there. We're staring $1 million in the face, as one does. We've expanded upon our industry even more. We're going to be, I think, focusing a bit more on tourism next time. We're also going to be still having to take care of the people that need jobs. We still have some unemployment going. But we've cut that down considerably. Well, by like a third. That's still a reasonable amount. And, oh, that's another thing right there.
Comrade, our plan for winning the Cold War needs
let's
to
just
enter
take
the
that. Why not? And, yeah, we'll just try and get housing quality up, get everyone's happiness up, maybe build a TV station, look at some of the other edicts that we can do, and go from there. So if you enjoyed this episode, you can do all the usual things down underneath the video, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.